Ever wondered how your beloved Nintendo got its start? The story of Nintendo, a titan of the gaming world, leads us down a fascinating path, one that traces its roots back to the 19th century. Yes, you heard it right. The 19th century. Nintendo was founded in September 1889, not as a video game company, but as a playing card company by Fusajiro Yamauchi in Kyoto, Japan. For many years it remained just that, producing handmade playing cards for a game known as Hanafuda, a popular pastime during that era. However, the winds of change began to blow in the late 1970s. Nintendo, under the guidance of Hiroshi Yamauchi, Fusajiro's great-grandson, began to see the potential in an emerging market: video games. This transition from a traditional playing card company to a pioneer in the gaming industry wasn't immediate or easy, but it was a step that would ultimately lead to the creation of some of the most iconic video games and characters we know and love today. In 1978, Nintendo stepped into the world of video gaming with the release of its very first arcade game, Computer Othello. This game, while not as well remembered as some of its successors, marked a significant milestone in Nintendo's history. It was a statement of intent, a sign that Nintendo was ready to dip its toes into the vast ocean of opportunities that the gaming industry had to offer. That same year, Nintendo also launched its first home console, the Color TV game. This console, which offered several versions of a simple game called Light Tennis, similar to the classic game Pong, was Nintendo's first venture into the home gaming market, a market that it would later dominate with its innovative ideas and high-quality games. So, Nintendo, a titan in the gaming industry, began as a humble playing card company, but when did it start making waves globally? Ever heard of the Game & Watch? That's where Nintendo's global success story begins. In the dawn of the 80s, Nintendo embarked on a groundbreaking journey with the creation of Game & Watch. This was the first ever portable gaming system, a brainchild of the brilliant Gunpei Yokoi. He was inspired by a bored businessman fiddling with a pocket calculator. This simple observation led to an innovation that would put Nintendo on the global map. Game & Watch was a marvel in its time, with its dual-screen design that allowed for simplistic yet engaging gameplay. It was a hit, selling millions of units worldwide, and laid the groundwork for Nintendo's future handheld devices. However, it was in 1985 that Nintendo truly became a household name around the globe, with the release of the Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES, as many fondly remember it. The NES was more than just a console. It was a beacon of hope for an industry recovering from the video game crash of 1983. But what's a console without games? Along with the NES came a game that would revolutionize the industry: Super Mario Bros. This game, with its charming characters and immersive gameplay, captured the hearts of millions. It wasn't just a game, it was an adventure that transcended borders. The protagonist, a certain mustachioed plumber named Mario, became an icon, synonymous with video games themselves. Super Mario Bros. Was the brainchild of Shigeru Miyamoto, a man who would go on to create many more iconic Nintendo games. His vision for a game that was both challenging and fun led to a title that was universally loved. It was a game that defined a generation and set the standard for all future platformers. Nintendo's success with the NES and Super Mario Bros. Was unprecedented. The console sold over 60 million units worldwide, and the game itself sold over 40 million copies. This was a turning point for Nintendo, solidifying its place as a global leader in the gaming industry. Nintendo had now captured the hearts of gamers globally, but it didn't stop there. What if you could take your games anywhere? Nintendo asked the same question in 1989. That year, the gaming landscape changed forever with the launch of the Game Boy. This little gray box, small enough to fit in your pocket, was the first handheld console that truly took the world by storm. And what was the game that helped propel Game Boy to an iconic status? Well, that was none other than Pokémon. Released in 1996, Pokémon Red and Green, known as Pokémon Red and Blue in the West, became a worldwide phenomenon. Capturing pocket monsters and battling them against friends wasn't just a game, it became a lifestyle. This was a game that encouraged exploration and trading, and it was a game that was perfect for a portable device. Nintendo didn't stop there though. In 1998, they introduced the Game Boy Color. It was the Game Boy, but now with an exciting splash of color. This was followed by the Game Boy Advance in 2001. With a wider screen and more powerful hardware, the Advance took handheld gaming to a new level. But Nintendo wasn't done innovating. In 2004, they released the Nintendo DS. This wasn't just a handheld console, it was a revolution. With two screens, one of which was touch-sensitive, the DS opened up a whole new world of interactive gameplay. Games were no longer confined to buttons and joysticks. Now you could touch, swipe, and even blow into your console. Each of these handheld consoles, from the Game Boy to the DS, represented a significant step forward in the world of gaming. They made gaming portable, personal, and more interactive. And each time Nintendo managed to capture the imagination of gamers around the world, creating memorable experiences that have stood the test of time. Nintendo had now made gaming portable, but what about creating a more immersive gaming experience? The journey of Nintendo, however, was far from over. It was just getting started. Remember the first time you swung a tennis racket in your living room? No, not the kind that could potentially knock over your grandmother's prized vase, but the virtual kind, courtesy of the Nintendo Wii. This innovative game console burst onto the scene in 2006, propelling us into a new era of interactive gaming. The Wii was not just a game console, it was a revolution. It completely transformed our notion of what gaming could be. It was no longer about button mashing on a controller. It was about physical movement, about swinging, shaking, and dancing. It was about the sheer joy of play, the thrill of competition, and the laughter shared with friends and family. But Nintendo wasn't done yet. In 2012, the Wii U was introduced, bringing with it the concept of dual-screen gaming. This allowed gamers to play on the TV screen while also interacting with the game on the touchscreen controller, opening up a whole new world of gaming possibilities. Then in 2017 came the Nintendo Switch, a hybrid console that you could play at home on your TV or take on the go. The Switch combined the best of Nintendo's home and handheld consoles into one, offering an unparalleled level of flexibility and convenience. Each of these consoles was not just a technological advancement, but a shift in how we experience games. Nintendo has always been about more than just gaming. It's about bringing people together, creating memories, and making us feel like kids again, no matter our age. Nintendo not only revolutionized gaming, but it also made it a shared experience. So, what's next for Nintendo? Nintendo has always been an innovator, so where is it heading now? As we stand on the cusp of a new era where virtual reality and augmented reality are no longer distant dreams but tangible realities, Nintendo is expected to continue pushing the boundaries. The company's enduring franchises such as Mario, Zelda, and Pokémon have not only shaped the gaming landscape, but have also shown an ability to evolve with the times. Indeed, their popularity is not just a nostalgic echo but a testament to Nintendo's knack for reinvention. As we journey further into the digital age, Nintendo's creative instincts are anticipated to drive them towards new horizons. The gaming giant that started with a simple deck of cards now holds a full house in the gaming industry, thanks in part to their capacity for innovation and adaptation. One can only imagine what they'll come up with next.